I'd actually prefer to ask two questions first, if you don't mind.
Yeah, let's do it.
So the first one is I haven't really been keeping up with recent changes, and especially the season 9 changes, like the HP and projectile sizes, a little
Yes.
bit confusing. Like, how does that actually affect the game, if at all? Or is it just it's everything is the same, but you die less in one shots?
Yeah. Yeah. I think basically the way I think about it is going for headshots is a little bit more rewarding, just because it's slightly easier to hit those headshots. I think in general, the time to kill is approximately the same because it's easy. I mean, they wanted to keep time to kill the same. They just wanted to reduce slightly the efficacy of burst damage, essentially.
Yeah.
And then I think also the big thing has been like the DPS passive, right? The two passives I think have been the more important things, like over the long term. And what that basically means is that with DPS passive, you're punished for not utilizing cover more as a tank, which is not really super relevant for you, but something to be aware of. And then the other thing as well is like the new heal passive means that in general, like there's slightly more off angling opportunities for non-flanker DPS because that they don't have to get healing. If they get poked out a little bit, they can disengage and can just re-peek it a few seconds later.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say overall the game still functions largely the same. I would say there's not really any major adjustments.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, second one would be when I VOD review myself, which I sometimes do, I always have a hard time like picking an aspect to focus on because like I see mistakes in literally everything I do, which is
Yep.
I mean to be expected. How do you actually choose, or does it not really matter because anything you improve on is still improvement?
No, I think it does matter. I think what the priority, if you can, is to look from it two different standpoints. Either it needs to be the most important problems that are happening, right? In other words, the stuff that's happening frequently, the big mistakes that are like costing you entire team fights. It's not just like little adjustments here and there, like the big stuff. So either prioritize the big stuff, the frequent stuff. In other words, it's a little error, but it's happening like literally every fight, right? I need to break that habit. Or prioritize the easy stuff, the thing that's going to be pretty easy to adjust. So you just need to get in the habit of doing it. Let me give you an example. If you are playing Lucio and whenever you have beat, you're never thinking ahead of time how you want to use beat, so you're often using it late. That is not something that's going to be a problem every fight, but it is a huge error. You can't screw up your ultimate that badly. Fix it.
Yeah.
Frequent would be the equivalent. I sometimes lose track of my DPS mid fight because I get tunneled on like my tank. Not the biggest mistake in the world, maybe, but something that would probably be worth keeping an eye on to adjust because it's happening frequently every fight. Easy to fix. I keep using amp out of spawn even when we have symmetric teleport. I need to be taking TP then amping. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's such an easy fix to fix something like that, but it's something that you would want to be kind of looking at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sounds good. Actually, another one.
Sure.
So I have a lot of time in the next 2 or 3 weeks because I don't have uni lectures yet, and I basically have nothing to do. In an ideal world, so to speak, what would a good schedule look like? Like, how much should I watch review myself? How much should I warm up? How
Sure.
much should I actually play?
Sure.
Can you give me some like ballparks of numbers to
Yes,
go
of
in there?
course. Yeah, so of course I was going to say it's like it depends on the person, but I think generally like the average, if you were optimally timed, would say I'd be about 10 to 15 minutes of warm up, 10 to 15 minutes of warm up, 3 to 4 hours of ranked, and then in terms of VOD review, I would do it probably twice per week for 20, 30 minutes tops, somewhere around there, and then I would probably VOD review before you play, if possible. Just look at it, either a match or a map, or look for a couple of goals, like review some of your goals, see how you're doing at those goals. Warm up, go and practice those goals. Would be the way I would go for it.
Mm-hmm. All right, sounds good. Let me send you the replay code. So I originally wanted to get a brick one, but all my brick games were awful, so I got you Lucio instead.
Okay.
And basically, I don't know if this is a Midtown problem or a comp problem, or me with the comp or me with the map or whatever, but I don't really have an idea of what I should be doing. Like, I generally know what I should be doing as Lucio, but in this specific game, it felt like, okay, nothing of that basically applies.
It's a tough map, right? Pretty open
Yeah.
here. So there's 2 ways to look at this. 3 ways, okay? 3 ways. And we'll see which one is most relevant. Frogger, Lucio. Okay. Number 2, put your Cassidy or put your Tracer in off angles or positions and allow them to play those positions for longer and with better uptime. Or speed your tank. Nothing really to say here. I mean, you guys got picked immediately. So, you know, it is what it is. Nice. So far, so good. I think you did a good job moving around the map there, actually assisting your Cassidy on the flank. The only mistakes here and there, I'd just be a little bit careful about feeding Doom Punch would be the main one I'd be cautious of.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, seems okay. Just gonna let it play. Guarding res. Good. Well, so far, no real problems, so that's good.
Should
Retake
I
high.
be on cart? Or should Anna be on cart? Or who should take
If
cart here?
if your Anna is on cart, let her be on cart. If she's already there, don't go back. Just trust yourself. Hold here.
Okay.
Obviously, you'd prefer your on high ground, but if she's already here, there's no point you being here too. Like that's a fight losing mistake, you know? Like that hurts. That hurts pretty bad. You know, I mean, just it sucks, right? Like that really hurts.
Yep.
Okay, let's keep going. Wouldn't bother.
Yeah, Morgan's not worth it.
Mog is not worth it, and you're not going to get boot value, so why bother?
Yep.
You know, your team isn't focusing him. You're not going to be able to boop him out from cover. Instead, put your attention elsewhere. This isn't worth your time. Because as you know, you could also, I was going to say, you can also get punished for that as well. Like, your hog dies either way, but maybe somebody else dies. Like, I don't know. Like, that was just a waste of your time there. Okay. Let me, by the way, if you have any questions here, I'm zooming through this because I want to be respectful of your time and make sure that we get your biggest bang for your buck. But if you have any questions that I zoom past, coincidentally, let me know, okay?
Yeah, this is basically 5 minutes of us beating our heads into them on second point, so...
Okay.
Like, what should I be doing here? I feel like...
What's the most aggressive position that you could be supporting right now?
I feel like the only thing is Tracer right side.
Then go Tracer. Then go Tracer. Yes, 100%. If your Tracer's here, you're going to be able to do so... Your Tracer's going to be able to play so much more aggressively, or maybe even like rotate to cart, and then you go from there, right? You're looking at this position from your casting, and yes, you're kind of sort of supporting this position, but this position isn't really all that proactive or aggressive. So you're not really able to do much from this position. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you need to ask yourself, what's the most proactive and aggressive player in my team that I can support? And then from that position, ask myself, like, where's my most likely going to be able to do DPS? Like, this isn't really that good. This isn't really that good. So I might as well go help. Like, there's no good angle for you to play here. So you might as well just go help the more aggressive guy. Now, how do you get there? I mean, I don't know. Worst case scenario, you could do like a long rotation. I think you'd probably get away with doing a rotation here if you're with amping. But like, if your tracer is not able to move, then like you're screwed.
Yep.
Because while I appreciate what you're trying to do here, if you don't get some sort of pressure in a backline and to support your DPS, it's just not going to happen. Like you sped your Roadhog there, but what happened? Then what?
Yeah.
You know, you sped your Roadhog and then you shot Malga. Yeah, so this is where, like, if nothing else, like let your Roadhog play patty cake. What happened to my mouse there? Okay, you go help here, and then worst case scenario, you can actually have better access onto squishies if you'd like to. Because look what happens here. Your tracer gets poked out immediately, and then Moira drops. This is where your support. I mean, you could go over here with your tracer, right? And just C9 them, right behind the other side of the cart.
Yep.
Something to think about. Most aggressive position, assist that. Same thing here. Reaper on the flank. And this is just a bit of ultimate tracking. Like, you need to know with Malga, Sojourn, Cole, you need to be playing way snakier. Like, here's the problem I think that you're having. I was talking with Custa about this, and we talked about, like, when is speeding tank not appropriate? Because, like, obviously speeding Roadhog here is useful. But is this a very safe, effective, good position for you as a Lucio?
No.
Then don't go here. You should really only speed tank when that position is also safe or effective for you. It's not safe or effective, so this isn't where you need to be, especially with the ultimates that they have.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So if you were to think selfishly here, you know, it's going to be something like this. It's going to be something like this. It's going to be something on like touching cart or something like this. This is just so naked for you. There's nowhere for you to be here right now for you to be safe. Like Funny Astro would die here, right?
Yeah.
It's not your problem. You just can't be here. Oh, and by the way.
Yeah, Reaper on the flank.
Right? You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Something to consider. Again, this is a tough map, right? This is a more poke-oriented map. It's going to be difficult, but that's where your creativity is going to be pushed. And if this is all you've got to offer, then no wonder you're struggling.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Gonna be dead again. Should be dead. Yo, wow. I like the idea. I just thought that the HP that we did it at. Oh, no. Oh, dear. Again, you got to think selfishly here. I'm not going to lie with you. So if there's nobody in your team taking an aggressive off angle, where should you be?
I could go left side and annoy the soldier.
Yeah, solo flank. Sit right here. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Just sit here. Deny this position. Wait for mid-fight stuff. Look for threat. Be a distraction. You could even sit here and poke. You know? Throw your Cheerios this direction. But because you're not doing anything here, right? Like you're like, oh, I'm going to giving everybody like a little bit of healing. No, you're useless. You're useless and you're at risk of dying. This feels awful for you.
Yeah.
So when there's nobody doing anything that you can help aggressively, ask yourself, what would Frogger do? Really? Good. Help her out. Go. Yes. See, this is what a pocketed Sojourn means. Who do you want? A Sojourn Lucio or a Sojourn Mercy? Because this is what Lucio can do. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's good. That's a pocketed Sojourn right there. That's good. So basically, when there isn't somebody else to assist, you become a third flanker, is what you are. Like right now, where should you be?
Probably not where I am right now, because I don't do much there. I could be just right side inside, or maybe below the Sombra. I think below the Sombra might be a bit too deep.
I think you could be on top of the Sombra. I think you could be up here. Shorter sightline, right? Like if they drop underneath, you could harass, you could poke, you could drop with your Sombra. If they try to take high ground, you can harass and disrupt that. Like
I can just boop them down if they come high ground. Like
that's
there's nothing to get up safely.
That's it, right?
Elevator slow.
That's it. So it's like, it's not just, play to help your Sombra here. It's also going back to like what we talked about earlier, where it's like play your range, right? The same reason why this felt really bad as Lucio is why it made this feel really good, or at least in theory would make it feel better than what you did here.
Mm-hmm.
Because this feels bad. This feels bad. I mean, you've literally done nothing. like, tickle, distract, drop, harass, bait, drop, harass, do funny things, right?
Yeah.
Open your third eye, be creative. And you're going back here, but the irony is that you should be here, right? Again, short angle here.
I think I want.
Oh, maybe yeah. You're going for high ground. That's okay. That's okay. I respect it. Good. Now do the next high ground. Do it. Get her off. Go. Am speed across. Go. And then you go back to peel here. But the irony of this is that you should be dead for this, because you're playing again a long sight line. You see that in front of other people. Really scary. Nice. But I mean, this is over.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if we can touch.
Good touch. There you go. Good boop. Next target. Immediately lock in. You know where you need to go now, right?
Not longer.
Yeah. Get up here. As soon as you see Bash up there by himself, you need to get up there. You need to force that Mercy pocket onto that Bastion. Because this is not where you want to be. Right? Okay. Any questions?
How do you build the confidence to go for these flank plays? Because I remember one time, like, I started off as a very like team-oriented Lucio, and one time I was actually trying to work on going for flanks, and at some point my coach literally told me, "Dude, just stop." Because I wasn't good at it, but I felt like if I don't try it, I won't get better. But if I am not allowed to try and fail, then
let me ask you a question. How useful have you been this VOD?
Not very, for the most part.
So what's the worst that could happen? You're not useful elsewhere? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not doing anything. Like, right, you're not doing anything anyway. So you might as well do the right thing and do it badly because you suck, and maybe learn and get better at it, than do nothing where you're at right now.
Yeah,
right.
I think that's
like, because that's the thing, is like you're not really providing value, and you're also dying a lot too, because you're playing these like long range brawly style positions without, like, it's not a brawly comp, right? And the position isn't very good for it, so you're kind of getting hung up in that play style, and then you're getting poked out and spammed and Bastion grenaded and Sojourn railed and so on, and Bastion bombed, and you might as well try, go help your Sombra, go help your Reaper, go help your Tracer, take your own solo angles when they're stacked with team. Because what's the worst that can happen, right? Like, you die, Okay, so what? What? Because if you know that you're doing the right thing the wrong way is oftentimes just as effective as doing the wrong thing the right way. But the difference is that you actually learn and practice the right thing, even if you're bad at it.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So sometimes you'll feel more effective than you actually are, but you're really not doing anything. Again, we're gonna have the same question here, right? Like, what are you gonna be able to do here? I mean, this is fine, I guess. But all in all, what's the value here?
Not really.
I mean, you know what? Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm actually brain dead insane. I'm actually wondering if you should just sit here on a solo flank and just poke here.
That's an interesting idea.
Because what angle do you have to speed?
Yeah, there was kind of the point that I have written down. It's like, I have nothing to do if we just sit on the high ground.
Who's going to be better here? You were Mercy. Let's be honest, right?
Mercy.
Mercy damage is going to be way more effective than any chip damage you're going to do in the Roadhog here, right? So let's be honest. So if you're here, you're at least bait, right? Bait. And bait is useful. Bait is very useful. People looking at you, people shooting at you, Moira fades at you. You could just save your amp, see what happens.
What do you think of even one corner further? Like one more to the left.
Oh, so like here?
Yes.
Go for it.
Maybe on top.
Like up here?
No, I think that's
too
too deep, but on that one, you can climb the wall as Lucio.
Yeah. Sure, go for it. Yeah. Go for it. Go for it. Because again, this is one of those situations where there is nobody taking an angle. There are nobody, so you have to create your own angle.
Yeah.
Because what's the alternative? Doing this? This is brain dead. You're dead. You should be dead here. Because you're caught in transition, you burned your amp, and you had to go directly at the enemy team. Not around, but directly at them.
Yeah.
I mean, I like what you're trying to do here, but this is too risky, right? That's always the irony is people are so scared to take risks and then do the riskiest stupid things because they're too scared to take risks.
Yeah.
Because this is way more risky than anything that I was asking you to do. And this is, I mean, you're just useless.
I'm doing nothing.
You are doing nothing. I mean, thankfully they're pushing you now because now you can actually be useful up and high here. And then as they push to here, now you're useful again. Why? Short range, right? Short range.
And I can just boop them off if they...
Right. So as the fight gets closer, you become more effective. But by the time the fight has gotten close, the fight is already over.
Actually, if you go back to the start of that fight, my Anna dropped on the Bastion ult. Should I have dropped with her? Because that was something I was wondering. Because...
Was that with the big nade?
The nade was at the end, I think. Like she gets Bastion ulted and
oh,
she drops.
yeah,
Should I help her and just drop with her? Because
no.
I feel like...
No. All you need to do is get value. Because if you're here DPSing, popping off with your Ashe, do you think that they can focus your Ana?
Probably not.
No, they'll have to look at you and Ashe because you're focusing them down from here. So all you needed to do here was get value. You just didn't really get all that much value. Kind of missed some shots. Like, I think you're doing okay here, but at that point it was too late. But no, if you drop to here, this is fine. But like, what are you going to do here that you can't also do by supporting your Ashe up here? It's the same thing.
Yeah, that's true.
The problem is when you go from here to here, there's a brief window of time when you have to cross in the open where you could die. Do you notice that?
Yeah.
So whenever you, like, let's say you commit to like your Tracer Reaper flank. Where are we at here? Okay. And you start to flank and then you notice that somebody's critical over here. Don't go back. Because you will have to cross in the open and waste time. Nope, just commit. Get value here. Make sense? Wherever you are, that's where you get value. How are you going to get value this fight?
Not by spamming Roadhog. I could be flanking right side with Soldier.
You got it.
He wants to push, but I could definitely push the Soldier and myself a little bit.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing is you could start here, maybe see Hook, speed through to here, look for some fancy shenanigans here, right? Pull attention this way. So indirectly, you're actually supporting your Soldier flank, even though you're not on top of your Soldier.
Yeah.
And then if your Soldier does decide to push, which he will here, then you're in the perfect spot. Nice. Cannons are looking pretty good, by the way. This is obviously where you were actually fairly useful. If they are hard pushing high ground, then there you go. Or getting hooked onto high ground. This is where you are really useful. Like, this is where, like, you don't need to go on the flank, because if they're going to hard push high ground, this is where you're useful. You just need to not die.
Yeah, that's a little bit too much.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Ooh, I want to see this. Okay, come on. Oh, you and your Ashe. Let's go. Nice. Good clutch flank there. Huge from you and your Ashe there. Beautiful done. Sure. Sure. I would say this is okay. Just be careful about overcommitting on the Moira there, and then at the expense of finding value elsewhere. Like, for example, by overcommitting on a coalescing Moira, right? Maybe there's an opportunity here where you get to support the Bastion here, or maybe you can help punish this rotation here, help punish this here. Yeah. I think it's just, in general, like, overcommitting on a coalescing Moira. But yeah. Good. I mean, this is just unfortunate that you're just basically dead here. Also, be careful, like, how hard you commit here, because you are by yourself. That's the only problem here.
Yeah.
The idea of what you did was good, just needed to be more patient. So that's where you could be like, okay, you don't have follow-up from your team. So, okay, Bastion's on top. I'm going to go in. As soon as you see this, live. Don't chase inside. As soon as you see this, you're like, oh, I'm out. Right? Okay, fine. I'm going to just keep distracting, keep harassing. Your team will rotate top. They will.
Yep. Bastion being inside is actually enough value because he's not shooting my hawk then.
You got it. And which is going to allow your team to rotate to high ground and then actually secure the kill. This is good. Good try in the boop. That's good. It's a lot easier on defense because you have the position already, so you can get close very quickly, right? Yeah. You already start in the high ground. It's harder on attack. You have to be more creative on attack.
Oh no. Oh no.
I don't know. Like it's the fine idea, but if she's not really contesting you guys, let her go. Wait till she comes in this room, then mark her. I think that like this is also something that I'm seeing you consistently take with proactivity, but I actually don't think you can do that versus Moira. I think you need to kind of poke and prod, wait for her to make a mistake, and then push it.
I think on that one, I just thought the soldier would stay with me. But
but he's smarter than you because he knows that if you get the Moira low, she's just going to disengage anyway. It's really, if you think about it, it's the kind of the same for both of you guys. Like really, neither of you should be able to kill each other. If any of you make a mistake, the other person just disengages, right?
Yep.
The problem is that you committed like she made a mistake, but she did not make a mistake, and so you just die. Good. Good. Even just this right here is useful. Just don't die, right? Like that's useful. That takes a lot of pressure off of your team. She wasted her rail. Now you took damage orb. Now you're more distraction, more harassment. A little bit of a questionable beat there. And I would go as far to say that you don't even necessarily need to drop off the high ground. You're still short range right here, right? You're very effective at this range. Just stand here and spam. You can even beat here and just keep shooting, right?
Yep. Fair enough.
And then from here, like you'll have an easier time not being overwhelmed. Keep shooting Moira, keep shooting Mercy. Oh, look at that. There's a Bastion isolated down there. Just something along those lines. Again, I like your mindset. I don't like exactly how you're doing it. This just keep distracting and harassing. Support this, but don't go through the open here. Like, oh, you should die right there. One short punch and you're dead. I'm convinced you're just playing bait. I think that's the strategy here.
I think I heard the punch before actually, so I knew he didn't.
Got it. Okay. Something as well. How useful are you at this range?
Not really. Especially not on the calling Moira again.
Look what happens here. You see it? That's where you're most effective. I know you're worried about card here, but it's like another one of those situations where I think you're choosing the fight over here when it's long range. You just need to trust your hog and find value elsewhere. Protect the space. Yeah, that's it right there. Okay, so let's set some goals here. Let's set them some goals here. Let me write this up here. Lucio, what do you need to practice?
Being more open to flanks, like if there's a DPS going aggressive, I should at least consider if I could go with them and not just ignore them. If there's no DPS going aggressive, I should consider if I can find a flank myself where I get more value than just staying in the middle of my team. The range aspect that you mentioned, so like if there's more mid to close range fights, choosing those over just long range spam. Ignoring tank or quote unquote ignoring tanks, like shooting Morga doesn't really help in most situations, so I should avoid doing that unless he's like anti than want it to be.
Yep. 100%. I think the big thing is that you are a short range character with high mobility. So how can you interpret that? Like, how would you play a tracer? Would you ever play a tracer like a Cassidy? No. So why are you playing? But what happens is that people have like this mindset of like Lucio speed tank, right? So then they end up getting sucked in when that's only like that's only half of your value. You know,
not even half. I would argue
not even half.
More important most of the time.
True. It's more about playing for your selfish value and kind of seeing what happens there. But okay, any questions?
No, not really. Maybe one.
Sure.
Is there something I can do to get better at aiming with Lucio? Because I feel like every recommendation for aim training doesn't really work. The only thing that comes to mind is
Yeah.
like try hard FFA and just
Yeah.
practice.
Yeah. Try your FFA in practice. So, like, because Lucio is like one of those combo characters where, like, part of his difficulty in aiming is not the projectiles and the bullets. It's the moving and the cooldowns and the dynamics of
Yeah,
your movement as
exactly.
well. So I don't think that there is an easy solution, to be honest, besides playing. But what that does mean is at least you don't waste your time with aim trainers.
Yeah, true.
Characters like Tracer, Genji, Lucio, it's difficult. It's difficult.
Yep. All right. I think that's it for now.
All right, man. Well, always a pleasure. Always love looking